Hi guys, good morning. This is Dr. Jenny Yusuf, physical therapist and doctor of physical therapy, geriatric clinical specialist, and the current vice chair of global health in aging. For today, if you are in United States of America, good morning and good evening. If you are in Philippines, so mabuhay. Assalamualaikum to all my friends in UAE and Saudi Arabia. Guys, we have a wonderful entrepreneur, physical therapist, and innovator tonight for our Thanks God It's Thursday. It's our pleasure to have Dr. Gina Ruder, they known as Doc Jing, and also she's the president and the CEO of JustUpright Therapy Services, and it is in St. Louis, Missouri. All right. She has almost like 20 years of physical therapy practice. She's not only a therapist by itself, she's also an author, entrepreneur, and also a coach. So if you have any question later on, we will get to know her more and you can connect with her and we will provide all her references, right? So thank you so much, Doc Ching. How are you?
Good morning, Doc Jenny. Thank you for having me here. I think it's wonderful that you're doing this, trying to connect with different therapists and a business owner. I think it's wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, my pleasure. I am so honored as well and looking really forward to know you more. And we see each other on different platforms. So I hope we able to share all this information to our new upcomers therapists, and also different physical therapists and entrepreneur. So tell us more about yourself. I think pretty much I shared already that you have the Just Upright Therapy Services and you're helping the Missouri people, elderly community. So, as a physical therapist, what is your passion in helping these aging and older adults?
So you know that I was brought up in the Philippines, and our culture pays high respect and love for older adults. So it comes naturally. When I was an intern, I didn't have any internship program to pediatrics. I didn't. I all my internship that was in hospital, and mostly older adults. So and I love to serve this population. I mean, there's some therapists who don't like older adults, geriatric population, but it comes naturally for me. It's like treating my own mom or my own grandparents. Um, so basically that's the drive for it. It's cultural background, the love for, I think they have so much wisdom to share, with it, through their age, their living, what they learn, and it's always a learning process with them.
Wonderful. Yeah, and congratulations. I know you're an author. You provided Just a Bright book initially before and also and you have provided different kinds of book. And recently you have the practical tips for therapists migrating or starting to
Yes.
US and also tips in documentation,
Mhm.
things like that. And there's another one like Pathway to US. So why do you think, Doc Chin, your passion is more on focus on helping these newcomers therapists, especially in our country, Philippines. So how's your experience?
So I actually have, we shared our YouTube video and I subscribed also to your video. So
Thank you.
I had a video I made. It's been 9 long years of process. I started in 2002. I applied a certain agency. I stayed there for 4 years and nothing happened. So I applied to another company, but it was immigrant visa and it was in retrogression, so backlog in processing. So nothing happened. Um, Third try, an agency petitioned me. It was denied in the US Embassy and it was not explained why. So it caused really a major depression because I was in New York. I went back to the Philippines to get my working visa, but it was not approved. So, so the major pressure of why did you come back to the Philippines? You just have, have stayed there. And but so it caused a lot of depression, because I was expecting something and it did not happen.
Mhm.
So, but through God's grace, doctors and prayers, I got over that depression, got over the medication. And then I met another agency through a friend, and finally that agency was able to petition me successfully under working visa. So
Mhm.
I know how hard it is, the struggle to go here to the US. Most maybe Americans do not know that foreign trained therapists like us, it's literally sweat, blood, and tears before we can go here to this country. With all the money that we have to spend for application, certification, license, plane ticket, examination, and whatnot. So back then I was clueless. I didn't know what to do, what step to go through. No one was guiding me along the process. So that's why I created the book, the PT Path to US. I actually have a copy here, the PT Path to
Yes,
US.
that's really wonderful.
Practical tips, foreign trained physical therapist step-by-step guide to US application. So it's a short read book, but it's, very helpful. And then I also, the practical tips for therapists prior to starting or migrating to US, migrating to US. This is a practical, like, words of wisdom, advice, if you're starting your practice based on my experience. So that's also why I created the course at JustUprightTherapy.com about, documentation, because
Mhm.
when I was starting, I was the only therapist in the facility. I had no one.
Okay.
I had no other physical therapist to teach me. And it's very different here in the US
Yes.
compared to the Philippines, SOAP,
Mhm.
basically on how to document. So I created that just to guide someone who is clueless or overwhelmed and do not have any coach or guidance when they're starting here in the US.
That's really that's really amazing. You're a complete package. If I am in Philippines and I'm looking forward, I don't know what to start or how to start. Is it really the right thing to do? And then also when you're planning of going, you need to have a better clarity and a sign, you know. So this will be really helpful as a bridge for them,
Mhm.
getting ready from even in Philippines while you're doing your test, and also you're also an instructor in local board exams and PTE. So that's really wonderful resources for them to connect with you.
Mhm.
So that's really wonderful. And you have the Udemy course as well.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
the Udemy, right?
the
Tell us more about that.
documentation. So
Mm-hmm.
the physical therapy, practical tips for physical therapy evaluation documentation was approved by Udemy. So
Okay.
Udemy, I think, has 44 million users. It's a big platform.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in the US, eventually connect to Anthony Maritato. He's wonderful. I
Yes.
watched his video about Udemy. I've been hearing Udemy before, but after I watched his video, that's when I stepped in and really, record the lecture or the course, and Udemy approved it. So it's
Mhm.
available at udemy.com. So
Yes. Mhm.
yeah, so it's an hour, but it's broken down into parts of the evaluation that are important.
Yes, I also connected with Tony about that. He has really wonderful, and even the mobile PT guys. If you
Yeah.
want to do like a Medicare in your business, in your wellness, you will learn lots of things from him in his courses as well. So us physical therapists here, we're looking for more help from the big those physical therapists, and we're just very new here and learning as well. Now, Doc Jing here will be helping and sharing her experiences with you guys if you have any questions. So what's you shared already some challenges there. That's lots of challenges.
Mm.
How about the wins right now of you staying in America? What inspires you of continuing and pursuing this entrepreneurial, being a president of JustUpright, and also as a physical therapist?
So, we hear of a lot of divisiveness here in America. We hear a lot of, terrible things here in the US, the political unrest and whatnot, the racism and whatnot. And you and I know that this country is a great country of opportunity, regardless of your ethnical background, So it has given us a platform of, to become a physical therapist to start up with. I didn't have company when I started. I was under agency. I was working 40 hours a week, max out. That is max out, 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day. And I had to finish my contract for 3.5 years. And then after that, I moved to St. Louis. I married my husband, and I was a full time as well. And then when I learned, and I was praying that hopefully, because I was pregnant, just given birth, I want to really spend more time with my baby growing up. And so I really wanted to just be part time. And God answered that by my sister-in-law introduced us to a Samaritan Ministries. It's a Christian, like a healthcare co-op, but recognized by government as health insurance. So since then, I was able to step back and become just a PRN. So I'm on-call physical therapist now for more than 5 years. So
Mhm.
that being able to work part-time and is still able to support your family, and then being able to go back to teaching again, even through the courses, through the YouTube channel, because teaching is really my passion. I've been
Yes.
teaching since grade school, when my teacher is like, okay, teach your classmate how to read because they cannot read. So I will have like a small tutorial. Even in college, they will ask me, hey, can you review us this course, because we failed in this course. So we had like a small review group. So it has been in my DNA to teach, and being able to do a PRN, having a side business, a small business on the side, and being able to do some courses. Those are huge opportunity that is present here in the US. And it is up to you whether you're going to grab those opportunity or not. So we have a lot of freedom,
Mhm.
and we're able to do what we love and love what we do at the same time. So just
Agree.
like you, Mike Shua, it's so refreshing to see Filipinos lifting other Filipinos up, because we grew in a culture that crab mentality, so it's very refreshing. You are very active in the social
Thank
media.
you.
Every time I post, you have a comment, you have a like, you're
Mhm.
interviewing, different physical therapists or, entrepreneurs. Mike Chua is also, he's a spear, a leader in encouragement and
Yes.
uplifting other people. So
Mhm.
it's just, yeah, opportunity wise, blessing wise, we have a lot here in the US.
Amen. That's amazing. I agree with you. I always tell Mike as well that we learned that we need to be surrounded by wonderful people. The five people around you has a big impact on you. So that's another great advice as well. And we need to be relentless. We just need to be focused on what you really need to do. So that's really amazing. That goes back on what are the characteristics to be an entrepreneur and to improve and to be successful in this field. What do you think do you have or your um characteristic that makes you still here and thriving?
So I'm a Christian, and I do believe that, you know, each one of us is unique. We have a unique DNA that no one has. So we have our purpose in life, and we have our calling in life. So if we tap into that purpose, if we ask God, what's my purpose? And, you're given an answer, and you know, in your heart of hearts, this is what I'm called for. This is my calling. Like for me, I feel blessed if I can simplify complicated matter for you, so that you don't have, to really work so hard to try to understand it. So that's my principle as a teacher, as a review
Yes.
lecturer. That's my purpose, is if I can simplify, because in physical therapy we have a lot to memorize from head to toe, basically. So if I can simplify that memorization for you, so I feel fulfilled. If I can make the life of my patient better and see the smile on their face, and address their needs, it's a blessing for me. It's a ministry for me. So um you have to really internally, and this from the coaches, you have to know your why. That's
Yes.
the deepest thing. Is if you're going by default on doing things just because for the money, it's not gonna last. You're gonna have burnout. You're gonna be lost along the way, and you will stop and say, what am I doing? I'm not happy anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And then you will be resentful, and you're not going to be as effective as you were. I think work done in love is not work at all. It's your lifestyle. So if you are moved and motivated, not by primarily by money, but by love and purpose, the money will follow. It's not even the big factor anymore. And you're because it I don't know if you deal a lot with geriatrics, right? And we see the
Yes.
end of life, at the end part
Yes.
of the
Yes.
life.
Doctor.
The end part of the life, it is so true that the money is not the most significant thing. It's your purpose in life. You see, you look back, and what was my significance? What was my contribution in this life, or in this with my family? So you have to dig deeper than the money. If you just focus on the money, getting richer, getting this, getting that, your patients will feel it. Even dementia patient can feel it, whether you care for them or not. So I think it's the most unique is just being driven by your purpose, being driven by love, so that you will have compassion, and it will follow that you will have a high level of quality service to the
Oh,
people you
wonderful.
serve.
Wow, that's really deep. Yes,
Oh, it
so
is.
thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so honored as well. I'm so happy every time I do an interview. I just saw you guys, all the people I interviewed. I just saw them in social media. I know them because of the courses, from the leadership, from different fields of life in the therapy world. But when we do the interview, I always um amazed with all the personality, because that's where you meet them. That's
Mm,
sometimes it's your first time, like you, it's my first time to talk to you here, and then we'll go straight to the, so that's really a good tip, and also sharing, and we appreciate you sharing that to us, Doc Ching. So as a physical therapist, so what's your best advice for especially the balance and fall support group are listening here, and you are a physical therapist in Just Upright, and this is your focus, be upright, improve your
mm.
posture. So what is your best advice for us for the balance, improving balance, decreasing falls?
I think, and it's written in my book, The Just Upright,
Mm-hmm.
the most neglected muscle, balance muscle in the body is, the calf muscle, what we call the plantar flexors. There are very few therapists I meet along the way who really work on feet. I even met some therapists. I don't do feet. I don't touch the feet. I don't like the feet, and it is sad, because for a fact that we have, for example, I had a patient before I was observing, and the therapists were trying to stand the patient, but the patient was leaning too far back. and it took them 2 people to make him stand. But while standing, he's like falling backwards still, and was not able to hold on to the walker and stand up. So I noticed that the calf muscles are very tight. So even though the verbal cues is tuck your bottom in, stand up straight, it's not going to change until you change the foundation, until you address the problem. So the ankle, I believe, is one of the foundations of our balance. So any imbalance on the ankle, especially the tightness of the calves, which I think is 99% of our population has tightness of the calves, and it causes the weakness of the front muscle, the dorsiflexors. So that imbalance create a havoc of problems from sit to stand. From then to standing, they have tendency to fall back, and then during walking, they don't have the heel strike. Their toes are too low down the ground, and that makes them a high fall risk. So when I was doing my doctorate degree, it just confirmed what I have been practicing before through research studies that we read, that the limited ability to dorsiflex or pull your toes up actually is a high fall risk on its own. Okay, there are so many factors as we know it that causes the fall, but that is one of the major factor. And I think the factor as therapists, as physical therapists, we should look on during assessment and address as needed, because who's gonna do it? If we're not gonna do it as physical therapists, who's gonna stretch the calves? Occupational therapists won't do it. It's not, their focus. Speech therapists won't do it. Nurses won't do it. Okay, we are the one. It is our task to assess the patient from head to toe and identify what causes the patient to have difficulty standing. Is it the quads weakness mainly, or is it the weakness of the quads and the hip extensors and the tightness of the calves? So I think that is one thing that I have been learning and I am passionate about, and to tell you honestly, there might be, because I'm a PRN, so I float around. And sometimes if I don't know the team, and if I know that the team won't focus on the stretching of the calves, I make it a goal to increase the dorsiflexion, just to get the attention. But I also put on my clinical impression, the patient will benefit from therapeutic stretching of the calves and strengthening of dorsiflexors in order to improve sit to stand, standing balance, and heel strike.
So that's a great tip for us, to all the people who's listening, to your caregivers, and to you yourself if you're a client in yourself. So try to do your stretching, your physical therapists are doing to you. And I agree, here in America, they cut it into half. After OT, physical therapy is all down. So it's our part also, the both feet. So during start of care and assessment, we always check even the feet, especially they're diabetic. So they have neuropathy, it will become more worse. So check it out, share this to your patients and clients. So thank you so much, Doc Ching. That are all amazing tips, entrepreneur-wise, as a teacher, and also as a physical therapist. We always say that physical therapists are a teacher. Every time we see our patients, right? We are teaching, we are a coach whenever we are like in sports. Oh, you need to do this. You're cheering for them. So we're wearing different hats. So I applaud you for all your success, being an author, and also a very great mother. I saw your beautiful kids in your Facebook. So that's really tough to be a mother, to be an entrepreneur, to be a wife.
Yeah. So, but people might say, "How are you doing it?" You're a mom, you're a physical therapist,
Yes.
you're a small business owner, you have a YouTube channel. I really, when I was like, it's scheduling. It will start with prayer. It's really the moving factor in my life is God and prayer. I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but I ask wisdom on what I should do. Even before treating my patient, I pray, God, give me wisdom on how to help the patients on my list today.
Really nice.
So and you will be given the wisdom, and And this is also an advice for new ones, because we know here in the US, the main thing is, being sued. If you do something wrong, you will be sued.
Oh yeah, okay.
Don't let it be a factor that will set in your mind, I'm fearful to do this because the patient might sue me. It's not even in my mind every day. In my mind,
Me
how
too.
can I serve the patient? How can I serve the patient? If the patient knows that you care and you're hearing them, then the patient will know that. In the Philippines, we learned that the best form of defense against litigation or being sued is rapport. You develop the rapport, you develop the
Mhm.
relationship with the patient. So don't be afraid of being sued. Yes, you can be sued, but if you are deliberately negligent, you're not paying attention, you're not caring for your patient, you're doing what is wrong, yes, then you should be worried about getting sued. But as long as you're
Yeah.
doing what is right and what is right for the patient, then it should not be even in your mind.
Oh, that's another great point for all of us, even seasoned therapists. It's not only for new therapists,
Mhm,
right? So if you see that you need to improve yourself because you cannot really serve others if you
mhm.
yourself is not that manageable. You need to focus. You need to know why you're there, first of all, to your client. Read the notes, read the chart, and then that way they will be less irritation. They're already sick and and depressed, and then when you come there, you make them more anxious. So let them focus, relax. So those are wonderful advice, Doc Jing, and we
Okay.
are so honored and pleasure to share your experiences. And I know this is a short time, but we will going to connect with you. So guys, check with Doc Jing's YouTube channel and also check out her books and courses. So last words to share and to inform our clients, caregivers, and listeners for the Balance and Flow Support Group, Doc Jing.
Yeah, so in my YouTube channel, Just Upright, so it's just one word. So I have some videos there. If you hit on the playlist, I have lifestyle video. So there are webinars that I did before. That's a free to access for fall prevention and other, lifestyle. Like, for example, the relationship of teeth to the heart, so you have to take care
Mhm.
of your dental
Yes,
aspect
yes.
because it can affect your heart, and special tips like that. So, and then my book, my books are all available. This is the Just Upright,
Yes.
it's evidence-based book. It's available at amazon.com.
Amazon.
So if you hit, just type in Just Upright, you can access. And, we have a website, JustUprightTherapy.com. And there are books also there under the store and under the coaching and courses. That's my coaching program and my course as of now. The practical tips for PT evaluation documentation is available.
All right, very busy
Um,
and in demand. All right, thank you so much, Doc Ching. God bless you more and your family, and
you too.
also for your all purpose, because once you have a good purpose, everything follows. And then some challenges still there, but when we have a good foundation, God is
Mhm.
there. So thank you so much for this
Thank
time.
you. Thank you so much. And, God bless you for everything you're doing.
Thank you, Doc Jing. So, guys, that's Dr. Jing Ruder, and you can connect with her. She's available in social media. She talked to you all about. I'm looking at different camera. So, if you are a new therapist, so connect with her. She's available in all YouTube channels, social media, Facebook. So, and also me, if you have any questions, you want to connect with her, you can also check on me and then join our Balance and Flow support group for any other innovators and entrepreneurs. All right. So it's me again, Dr. Jenny Yusuf, physical therapist and Dr. Physical Therapy. And if you have any questions, connect with us. God bless, guys, and have a great day. Bye for now. All right. Thank you so much, Doc Ching.
Thank you.
Bye.